So
That's very true.
I don't lie.
Oh man, I'm just glad I know how we ended up here now. I feel much better.
Hey, I just got to pull out this real quick. It's Big Titty's no shit Sherlock headline of the week.
Okay.
You ready for this, everybody? If this doesn't shock you, you're not human. Playboy magazine, they put out an article. Let everybody know that their circulation has fallen dramatically since they stopped featuring nudes. No shit, Sherlock.
Weird. So, wait a minute. Are you trying to tell me that people really weren't reading that for the articles?
You know, at one time in my life, I actually did. I did, and actually, that was actually toward the end. You know, once you turn about 45, well, except for you, the rest of the world, when we turn about 45, sex kind of graduates between this amazing time that you have with your spouse and the emotions that go along with it and how good it feels, and then you start thinking, you know, that's work. That's like a lot of work. Like, you know, when you're 45, things don't feel as sharp as they did when you were 25. You know, there may be a little paresthesia, whatever you want to call it, to where you're no longer a 2-minute man. You're more like a 63-minute man. And at the end of that 63 minutes, when your back is cramping, your butt cheeks are cramping, everything's cramping, you got sweat dripping everywhere, you realize, well, shit, that was a lot of work.
Now I'm dehydrated.
Really was. Yeah, so it makes oral sex just like king, because all you got to do is lay back and take that, right? Well, thing about Playboy, I don't want to get my stuff up because, well, hell, I don't want to go home horny. She's going to detect that, and then I'm going to have to throw down the business, and then I'm going to have to take some Tylenol, right? I'm going to take some Tylenol and drink some Gatorade and you know, maybe I might even have to put in a Band-Aid or two, you know? So at that point, it's articles. You know, the articles are really funny. But when you're 25, you know, the only thing you wish Playboy came with at 25 was a little bitty hole through all the pages in the very middle of it. So when you could hang that centerfold up in the bathroom on a little bitty nail, you could just spank that monkey until it chirped. But at 45, not so much. Or so they say. I don't know who they are, but
right there's that they again.
Yeah, but that's my pretty much no shit Sherlock of the week.
Yeah, who would have guessed? Who would have guessed?
People aren't buying it near as much, but you know what? You take a Wall Street Journal and put a topless 21-year-old in the middle of that Wall Street Journal, and suddenly, bam, people are buying newspapers again.
I can't keep them in those machines, man.
Nope, not at all.
Can't find a machine with a copy in it.
Dude, that's how you need to do it with news now.
Yeah. Now you're on to something.
You want to sell a newspaper? Tiddy sell newspaper. I just happen to be Big Tiddy. My idea. We'll just call it that. Hey, our good buddy AOC.
Oh Lord. Oh God.
She back in the news again.
I'm shocked. I mean, I am absolutely shocked.
She back in the news again. This time, a little bit of volley over to I don't know, the one member of Congress who's probably single-handedly rid the world of at least a couple dozen nice terrorists. Dan Crenshaw from Texas.
God bless Dan Crenshaw.
Navy SEAL, former Navy SEAL, lost his right eye, and she's throwing volleys his way, and I just don't think that's right, man. You don't. You know what? Let's just let me play a little bit of this, and
oh gosh,
and then we'll get down with some commentary.
The Democratic Party has a problem. Congresswoman ILHAN Omar, known for making anti-Semitic comments, now downplaying the 9/11 terror attacks.
CARE was founded after 9/11 because they recognized that some people did something and that all of us were starting to lose access to our civil liberties.
The New York Post blasting Omar. Here's Thursday's front cover. But some of her radical cohorts are defending her. Listen to this.
Here's where it comes
This
in.
is just pure racist act by many of those, hateful acts by those, because she does speak truth.
We are getting to the level where this is an incitement of violence against progressive women of color.
Republican Congressman and retired Navy SEAL Dan Crenshaw also sounding off against Omar, tweeting this. First member of Congress to ever describe terrorists who killed thousands of Americans on 9/11 as some people who did something, quote unquote. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable is right.
Good God.
You know, I guess if you're, you know, if you're part of the mob and, you know, the mob killed a certain family member of somebody, yeah, I heard somebody did something. I'm not sure what it was. First off, I don't know why. I don't even know where to start. Get the sock off your head first. Take that damn sock off your head. You're a member of Congress. Act like one. You know what? There's Jews who are in Congress. You see them wearing their yarmulkes? No, they do not. Take the sock off your head. This I'm telling you what, there's three people that's probably going to send me to a heart attack. Three people on this planet. Number one is my grandson. He is, man, he is a handful. Number two, AOC, and number two, it's ILHAN OMAR, ILHAN, Ichiban, whatever her freaking name is. I don't understand how she got elected. I really don't. I mean, and going back to AOC, I heard this quote this week. Somebody was like, you know, in her district, a bottle of water with a D on it could have got elected. So,
Well,
yeah.
I told you that I figured out, I read how Omar got elected, didn't I?
Yeah. That.
Yeah, they have more refugees there from Somalia than any other place in the nation.
Yeah. And by the way, Somalia is not a place where you want to go.
That's not the vacation spot of the year?
Still, no, not at all. Not at all. All right, let's listen up a little bit more.
AOC coming to Omar's defense with this ridiculous response. You refuse to co-sponsor the 9/11 Victims Compensation Fund, yet have the audacity to drum a resentment towards ILHAN with completely out-of-context quotes. In 2018, right-wing extremists were behind almost all of U.S. domestic terror killings. Why don't you go do something about that?
Right-wing extremists were behind almost all U.S. domestic terrorist killings?
I'd like to know where she cited that from.
I can tell you, she pulled it out of her left boob.
I mean, that's just, why don't you go do something? Oh, sorry, I've already lost my eye.
Right.
Been awarded numerous combat medals. What would you like me to do?
I tell you what AOC can do. She can go back to the freaking bar, make me a freaking Bloody Mary and a sandwich. That's all I want from her. Man. That's all I want from her. Bloody Mary sandwich.
How is all this not super embarrassing to the Democratic Party? Like, I don't get that. Like, how can they just be like, well, let's let her just run at the mouth. Somebody needs to pull her aside and be like, hey, shh, no more of this.
You know, there's been many times where I've heard something a little bit degrading sometimes where some lady might be talking and a guy looks at her lady's husband and is like, why don't you put a leash on that?
Yeah.
What? Hey, Democratic Party, why don't you put a leash on that?
Man. Well, both of them.
Because she's making you look like idiots. And you're not looking good anyways. Look, the blacks have started to figure out as they dive deeper into the Democratic Party, starting to figure out that KKK was a Democratic supported organization, not officially, but the vast majority of members were Democrats, and they're starting to figure this out. And then they're treating the blacks like they're stupid. Did you hear? This is something else I didn't even pull up any audio for, and I highly doubt Donnie did because he doesn't live in my brain. But AOC was giving a speech to a black audience and pulls out her hood voice.
Yeah, I have seen that. Yeah, how disrespectful is that? Holy crap, man.
And all I can see is the audience being like, bitch, you're about 5 seconds from a cracker.
Yeah.
How dare you? How dare you? Talk our slang. Well, I understand. Ebonics is a slang. I don't shame that. Not at all. But the last thing I'm going to do is when I get around 4 or 5 friends who are black and be like, what up, Nigel? What you doing? How it is? Blah, blah, blah. That's not even how they talk, but that's my interpretation of how I do it because it looks so stupid doing it. But she's doing it up there behind a podium and a microphone.
And people seem to be okay with it. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't get that. I've seen her get away with a lot of stuff that I couldn't get away with. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, I need to make a T-shirt that says "Not okay with AOC." Not
surely
okay.
Somebody's already doing that.
Something, Jesus. That if I don't want to play Democrat and say I'm going to leave the country if Trump wins the election, but if she gets reelected, I might actually consider moving to Texas.
I'm telling you right now. I mean, you like to think that there's no way that mistake could happen again, but I mean, she obviously has some supporters out there. I mean, I see people on Twitter that support her and think she's just the greatest thing since sliced bread, but what do I know?
The only thing I see about her in the next year, about a year and 3 months, is this will be the question she's asked most in about a year and 3 months. Can I get a mojito?
Yeah. Straight back to her roots.
Yeah. Nice
She's
roots.
Going back to her roots.
Nice roots. and what is her degree? Isn't her degree in like economy?
Is it? Surely not.
Economics. Wait. I think her degree's in economics. Believe it or not, or maybe
Donnie, try to get on that.
Maybe it's economy from the New York School of Bartending. How to be a better bartender through economy.
That's what I'm guessing.
It beats me, but I tell you what, at one point I was like, if she just shut her mouth and put on a bikini, she'd look cool. But I don't think she could look cool.
A lot of people say that. I just don't see it, man.
I used to say it. Just shut up and put on a bikini. Now I'm just like, just shut up and go get on that raft in the pool. And when it runs out of floatiness, sink to the bottom like a good girl.
Hey, Donnie just sent me something. I didn't know this. She's got a boyfriend. Mr. Riley Roberts. That poor sack of shit. Jesus.
Buddy, do you shake your head every day?
Can you imagine putting up with that in your house every day?
Because I just shake my head in disgust.
I'd be like, man, I need a bottle of whiskey and a pistol to eat. God,
right.
This is horrible.
Well, I know where I can get a bottle of whiskey. I know a bartender. But a pistol? Oh, no. No, she wants to get rid of all that.
That's going to be the problem in that house.
That's why she wants guns banned.
She's trying to prevent her partner from leaving her.
Yeah, she doesn't want them pointed at her. So,
like, man, I got to get out for good. Throwing in the towel.
I tell you what, brother, man, my bladder.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just going to segue right to that. Went to the doctor this week, and she said, "Oh my God, your legs are swollen. We need to increase your Lasix." For the general public who does not know what Lasix is, it's a very, very evil pill. It's not so bad during the day because you get to take a lot of breaks because you got to pee all the time. But when you try to get now, and she wants to up it to twice a day, which we did 5 times last night. I got up in the middle of the night to go pee. 5 times.
Might as well just sleep on the toilet, man.
I know.
I mean, I'd just camp out on that toilet if I was you.
Well, I've done that before.
Oh, I remember that
Yeah.
story.
Yeah, believe me, if anybody on